Welcome to Vehicle Review. I review all kind of vehicles for you. Today I'm going to review this motorcycle here. This is the BMW NineT Scrambler. And yes, a lot of people like this motorcycle right now. And today I'm going to explain you why. I borrowed this BMW R90 Scrambler from BMW Préférence in Bordeaux, here in the southwest of France. You should check out their inventory since they have a cool mix of old bikes and brand new BMW models. Let's start with the design of this motorcycle. The NineT Scrambler is based on the 9T model, which is a bit more heavy of a motorcycle. This one here, however, is a bit wider in the front. The front suspension is a bit different and the handlebar position is a bit more up. So this leads to a more upright position and an overall more comfortable driving, especially in the city. We have here the tire with the shaft drive and we have the engine over here. As you see, it's the 9T engine, same then with the review that I did already about the 9T Racer, and it shares the same chassis. So the skeleton of the motorcycles are identical. The difference is of course about the sitting position and drivability of it. Since the suspension is a bit increased, so it's more travel, like that it's a bit more comfortable. And yeah, overall it's a bit less slick, but I really like how it looks. I think it's a really pretty motorcycle, and yes, it drives really well. One of the most impactful design elements is the seat. The seat is continuing from the body overall here with a brown leather in this case, and I really like how that looks and feels. I also like the color combination in general, since especially now when it's getting warmer, the issues of hot parts on the body, I don't really like that because I like to drive a bit in summer style. It is nice when it's not directly in black, since this doesn't catch the heat as much. You see already the handlebar is a bit more up. I will show you in a second how the driving position on this motorcycle is. So this is the driving position with the BMW NineT Scrambler. Yes, it feels comfortable. It's an upward position. I could sit like that for a long time. Well, let's talk about the front of the motorcycle, and this is the kind of angle that you would see it if you are sitting in a car and you are looking in your mirror. This is how it would look like. So it's a really classical look with a wider front wheel. I really like how that looks. It looks a bit more dominant on the road, and it has here the classical headlight BMW emblem in the middle. It looks a bit more as if you can go all-terrain with it. Now, the engine is pretty wide. This is BMW typical, but I like the copper parts of it, which are golden, and this is in comparison with the black and white combination here. It's a really nice look. Now, the side mirrors are pretty high. On that, they're round, giving a good overview. The last time I had these round mirrors, it was on the Indian, and there the mirrors were at the bottom with the Bobber 20, but this one I like because it's classical. Of course, from the look, it's a bit more insect-like. It's a bit less sporty looking, but I think it's more practical actually, and I'm more used to it anyways. The motorcycle feels really light. As you can see, the center of gravity is pretty low, and it's overall German quality BMW. All right, let's talk about the rear end of the motorcycle, which is what people will probably see the most on this motorcycle, because you're quite quick in traffic and on the street with it. The 9T engine is pretty good, has a good torque, it's really reliable, and yes, it's not the most powerful engine, but overall it is really drivable. Since we are already in the back of the motorcycle, let's listen to the exhaust note. Let's talk about the gauge cluster in here. This is a really classical gauge cluster. However, it does have a board computer in here. And yes, as you can see, BMW branded. and then there is the menu button over here. And when you hit the menu button, you can control what's displayed there. Let's take her for a ride. My first impression is that the bike drives very smoothly. The suspension does a good job in terms of softening uneven road impacts. The upright riding position ensures a good visibility and comfort. BMW describes the riding experience as pure, essential and non-conformist. In my opinion, BMW Motorrad succeeded in creating a bike that is of great value for everyday use. The BMW NineT Scrambler comes standard with a large 19-inch front wheel, typical for Scrambler models. And the telescopic fork with rubber gaiters in the front and power lever at rear underline the classic appearance. The air oil-cooled two-cylinder boxer engine in BMW typical horizontal alignment with a volume of 1.2 liters or 71.4 cubic inch makes 110 horsepower at 7,750 rounds per minute. Overall, the bike generates 150 Newton meters or 85 pound-feet of torque. The 6-speed transmission is well known for being one of the smoothest in that price range. The BMW has a weight of 220 kg or 485 pounds with a fully filled 17-liter tank. The anti-lock braking system is standard. Here's my conclusion. You can buy the BMW R90 Racer currently in France with a starting price of €13,950, which is only €50 cheaper than the R9T Racer. In my opinion, this is a good price-value ratio for a well-built all-rounder. Then there is styling. I like the look of the NineT Scrambler with the optional cross-spoke wheels. However, due to the extensive customization potential of the bike, I see Scramblers with all kind of different style concepts. Finally, ride quality. The bike is well suited for different driver experience levels. Personally, I am not a big fan of the horizontal aligned boxer engine, but I'm well aware that enthusiasts from everywhere appreciate it.